So in this video, we're going to be talking about moving block chords in tandem. In other words, when you've got a melody note that rises using the scale, you can also use block chords to go along with that. Now, there are many voicings to choose. We're going to focus on a formula for 1 and 5 in the left hand and 3 and 7 in the right. Sounds really cool. And we're going to apply it to this song, Lush Life by Billy Strayhorn. Now, the tune is one of those rare compositions that's not only extremely challenging because it's in D flat major, but also lots and lots of chords, but it's very melodic. And because there's a lot of movement, these block chords really tend to help the tune a lot. Now, this is a song that he wrote for Duke Ellington. It got him into the Duke Ellington Orchestra. I'm going to play it for you first, and then I want you to pay attention to, while I'm playing, the block chords that move in tandem. In other words, when my hands move together up and down, pay attention to that. And when we come back after playing it, I'm going to discuss how to do this movement with your hands. Let's get started. All right, so the first place that you're going to notice that tandem movement is right off the bat, where you've got D flat to C flat major 7. Now, of course, that's also a B major 7 chord. So if you can't really think in C flat, which most people can't, just think in B. So you've got these chords that are like this. So you can see the hands are moving together. So you've got 1 and 5 in the left for B. And then you've got 3, 6, 7, back to 3. And I'm just moving the chords by a whole step each note. And if we went to D, it's the same. And if you're going to play this song, it's probably a good idea to do that little exercise. So it's a cool sound. Now this is the next area that I wanted to focus on in terms of moving in block chords. If you take a look at the melody, it's basically the third of the chord going up. So it's the third of D flat, the third of E flat minor, third of E7, and the third of G flat minor 7. Okay? But the bass also follows that, and the chords follow it. So what I want you to do is play 1 and 5 in the left hand and 3 and 7 in the right, like this. So again, D flat major 7 is 1 and 5, D flat and A flat, and then 3 and 7, F and C. Then when you get to E flat, it's E flat, B flat, G flat, and D flat. And when you get to E, it's E, B, A flat, or G sharp, and D sharp. And then G flat minor. And I'm stopping spelling the chords because it's obvious what's happening here. It's just following the chords 1 and 5 in the left, 3 and 7 in the right. Whoops. Okay, and then catch the melody with the right hand. Okay, one more time. And then on this chord, I'm playing an A7 sharp 11 chord. So it's basically 1, 3, and 7 in the left, and then 9, sharp 11, and 13 in the right. So B over A. So. I think it's important to point out this note. So that's what we call in music a blue note, because it's a little outside the key and flatted. So basically in this case, it's a sharp 9, or a natural 9, a sharp 9 on the D major 7 chord, right? So it's outside of the key. You can't really play that note in the chord, but you can anticipate the next chord with it. So it's like this flatted. That's what we call a blue note. Like in blues, it would kind of be the flat third, sometimes the flat 7. Okay, so it's kind of thrown in there for that sort of blue effect. So horn players and guitar players can bend that note, but piano players can't. So it's kind of important to accentuate that note. So from the beginning of the D flat major 7 chord right here, we're going to go play the line. All right, I hope you got something out of that, moving the block chords, a little bit about blue notes. We're going to do more on this particular composition. There's a lot to learn in it, and I think it can be really useful when you're playing other songs too, because of course when you get something this rich and a lot of chords, when you get to tunes that have less chords, you can learn to make those tunes a little more interesting as well. So if you have any questions about any of this, and of course you can pick apart the solo that I did. It was done in one take, so hopefully there's not too many errors in there. If you want to just focus on one thing in there, just ask me the question in the comments below and I'll be sure to get back to you. Also, if you have a recording or anything that you've done with Lush Life before, I'd be really interested in hearing it. Thank you so much for your time.